Hey folks, good afternoon. Sean Kaplan, Kensington Financial Group, and hope you're doing well. I wanted to record a quick video message here and share a piece of information that I feel is really important, regardless of your mortgage financing, your real estate transaction, your mortgage refinancing. I think one of the very important points that needs to be made in today's education systems is credit and finances. However, it seems to be an area that is losing a lot of ground, a lot of speed, even though it should be something that's taking top priority right now. This actually came to fruition by a couple of my clients that I have been sharing this with, and I've always shared this information with, and they said, you know, Sean, this is such valuable free information. I don't understand why it's not being shared with people. So here it is. You know, here it is, free information, and take it as you will, but I think this will be very useful, and if you use this in your lives and share this information with your friends and family members. Today we're going to talk about proportions of balances to credit limits. Proportions of balances to credit limits when it comes to your credit score is one of the main items that is taken into account to the Fair-Isaac logic, which is the formula that scores your credit. The Fair-Isaac logic, if my memory serves me correct, was created by some individuals at Harvard in the 70s, and it was the model that was used in order to scan the credit reports and pull out all the information from the three major credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, and pull the information together in order to give you your actual credit score. Proportions of balances to credit limits on revolving credit, such as credit cards, not car loans, student loans, or home mortgage loans, but revolving credit. Proportions of balances to credit limits is one of the major factors in that scoring model. There's also length of credit history and time since derogatory credit. Those are the three major items that end up affecting your credit score. There are other factors, but those are three of the major ones. So today we're going to talk about what happens when you borrow a certain amount of money compared to what you are actually able to borrow. That is what proportions of balances to credit limits means. So an example is if you owe $750 on a $1,000 credit card, you're going to have a 75% proportions of balances to credit limits. If you owe $250 on a $1,000 credit card, you're going to owe 25% of that proportions of balances to credit limits. So here's the kicker. This is the very important information, and this will impact your life for a very long time if you will grasp this and hold on to this. If you owe over 50% on an individual revolving credit line, if you owe more than 50% than what you are allowed to borrow as a limit, you are actually hurting your credit score every month. An example again, $750 on a $1,000 credit card, you are hurting your credit score every month. It is going down. How much it's going down? It's different for everyone. It could be a couple of points, it could be several points, it could be 10 to 20 points. It's different for everybody depending on the complexity of your credit scores. If you owe 30 to 50% of what your actual credit limit is, say $400 on a $1,000 credit card, you would then be, you're not hurting your credit score every month, but your credit score is not getting better every month. It's staying the same. If you owe less than 30% of what the actual proportions of balances to credit limits is, $200 on a $1,000 credit card, you are helping your credit score every single month. I know this information is correct only because I made lots of mistakes. I made lots and lots of mistakes coming out of college. I didn't know how to manage my credit. I didn't even know what credit was. All I knew was I wanted the most of it that I could possibly get. So unfortunately I learned the hard way, but I want to share this information with other individuals. So this is the name of the game, folks. Go out, get a credit card. You have to use it. You have to get very close, if not max out that limit that you're actually be given, and then pay it all off, and then let the credit card sit there so you don't have to use it. Now, with that said, limits are the amounts of the limit, credit does not decipher between how much of a limit you have. So if you have a $10,000 credit card, you have a $1,000 credit card, it's still going to grade it the same. So you could go out and get a $300 secured credit card from a bank if you're building your credit, versus somebody who has a $30,000 credit card. You're going to be graded the same. If they max out their credit card, but yours is a zero balance, your credit score is going to be getting better every month, even though theirs is, $27,000 more of a limit. So I hope that helps there. Now, let me throw in one more tidbit. It is very, very, very important that you do not close out your credit card unless you just don't need it anymore. And this is the reason why. Most people, society has taught us, pay off your credit card, close it, and get rid of it. You would think that would be a good thing. I'm sorry, but it is not a good thing for your credit score. And this is the reason why. If your credit is graded on proportions of balances to credit limits, let's say you had 10 credit cards with a $1,000 limit. Just for numbers' sake, those are good, easy numbers. So you would have 10 credit cards with a $1,000 limit, and you therefore would have $10,000 of credit available to you. Let's say that you had $5,000 you owed on those credit cards, total. So you would have a 50% proportions of balances to credit limits. Now, let's say that you went into there, you paid all the balances off. Great, excellent, you paid those balances off. But you called up and said, I'm going to close this credit card. I want to close all of them. They're paid off. Bad, very bad. This is the reason why. Yes, you paid the balances down on the cards, but now you've also closed them out, so that credit's not even available to you anymore. So what you did was you actually lowered the limit or the balances on them, but you also wiped out the limits. So now your proportions of balances to credit limits gets much, much higher. So say you left one credit card with a $300 limit on it, and you owed $200 on it, you now have a very high proportions of balances to credit limits. So that's why when people close out a credit card and their score drops, they just don't understand why. This is the information that now will hopefully help you understand why. Folks, credit is very important. It's not something to be taken lightly. This is something that should be very, very important to you. And whether you're in the real estate field, you're a consumer, you're a mortgage lender, a car salesman, you're buying a car, whoever you are, credit affects all of us. So be an expert on it. Differentiate yourself from everybody else. Differentiate yourself from the competition if you're a real estate agent. And learn about credit. It's very, very important. My wife always picks on me because I'm an avid coffee drinker. I've really tried to cut back a lot lately. But folks, I am always open here to help. And if you ever feel free, like you want to get a cup of coffee or sit down or visit for a few minutes and allow me to share more of this information with you, I'll always be glad to do so. All you need to do is give me a call at 615-426-3182, or you can also email me at the information below, or skaplan@KFG, as in Kensington Financial Group, online.net, or visit our website www.kfgloans.com. Look forward to speaking to you folks, and hope you're having a wonderful and blessed day. And let's make it through 2009. We have a lot to be thankful for, and we have brighter horizons in front of us. Take care, folks. Have a wonderful day.